We live in a world where everyone is playing pretend. We pretend like there's more than two genders. Women were somehow created the exact same genetics as men. Until a robber breaks into our house and then you realize that the women, they're not independent boss babes anymore. They're finally women. We can talk about feminists later. That's not the point of this video. Actually, in this video, I wanted to talk about the epidemic of self-help. Self-help has been a rising industry in a couple of years. Specifically, a lot of influencers coming out and saying that it is finally okay to be a man. Yeah, who knew saying something so simple can help you get billions and billions of views and also get you landed in a jail cell? This is the issue. Normal people who either work 9-to-5 slavery jobs or just regular college students have made self-help a trend. Instead of like actually improving themselves, they make it like an aesthetic or whatever the word is. Recently, I've been getting lots of people asking me how they can be more disciplined individuals and how they can be more productive people. They tell me all the time that they find it so hard to adopt like new good habits. And they're confused about why procrastination is so hard. Why do people struggle with procrastination? Why are there some people that don't struggle as much as others? And why is procrastination such a normal thing in today's day and age? Let's be honest here, we know the answers to our problems, but we pretend like it's something else that is making us procrastinate. A fat guy will blame his depression for being fat, and a procrastinator will blame their ADHD for procrastinating. Only if they had some level of self-accountability for themselves, they would realize that the fat guy isn't fat because of depression. No, the fat guy is depressed because he's fat. It's the other way around. The truth of the matter is, not everyone will be disciplined and not everyone will be productive. Khalas. Khalas means to stop. Stop wasting your time pretending to be productive and come to a realization of either doing the work or not. In this world, you either get to Jannah or you get to Jahannam. There's no in between. You can't pretend to do good habits. You know what I mean? Like, you either do the good deeds or you do the bad deeds. I mean, it makes complete sense. You know those aunties that like pretend like they're on their 15th weight loss journey, but then you see them eating junk food like the same day? From my 2 years of self-improvement, I've learned this one lesson that has completely shifted my life. Go through the pain of discipline or go through the pain of regret. I'm sure you know what the munafiqs are, the hypocrites in Islam. Allah has promised the hypocrites that they will enter hellfire and they will have the biggest punishment and they're cursed by Allah. I'm talking about the hypocrites here. And now, this verse might be a little bit of a stretch, but it kind of relates back to what I'm talking about pretending. You see, the hypocrites pretended to be Muslim, in public, but in reality, they didn't really believe themselves. And look what they got. They got hellfire as a result. And it's the same thing for us when we pretend to be productive and pretend to be disciplined, but then we're not really doing anything. We will fail, even if you're pretending. So why do we pretend? Why is it that we need to pretend? And why can't we just do the hard work? Let's be honest here, we would rather spend the last 2 hours trying to find the best morning routine instead of waking up and doing what is necessary. Let me tell you about the story about the time when I wanted to be a professional football player or soccer player. Many of you don't know, but I used to play football at quite a high level for my age. I was in a team and all of that. Like, I was playing at a decently high level, and honestly, I had pretty good talent. My grandfather from my mother's side was a professional football player, and so a lot of people said I got his genetics. But despite having the talent, I never had the hard work to back up the talent, which meant that I was always 90% of the time sitting on the bench during an actual official match. Bro, I used to be the kids who was able to do all kinds of tricks, all kinds of skills, Ronaldo, chop, rainbow, whatever you can think of. But in reality, I was still sitting on the bench for most of the game. So this meant that I was pretending to be a good player because I had all these skills to show off. But when it actually came to doing the hard work, I wasn't there. It's like, you know those people that are kind of good at soccer or football, and then they just start flexing on little kids who never kicked the ball before. Like, that was me. Like, I was just playing in the park, like in like the random community park, just flexing on little kids instead of like practicing to be good in actual matches. Needless to say, I did learn really badly that the pain of regret does hurt, because I mean, you can clearly see I'm not a professional football player, am I? I would probably be in like Spain or something if I was. Of course, everything happens with the qadr of Allah, and I believe that Allah allowed me to go through that experience of the football phase so I could learn from my mistakes. So I could learn that it's either you are hardworking or you're not. The main point of this video is to tell you that there are either winners and there are either losers. And there's no participation award. I know you've been learning about participation. In school nowadays, every kid seems to get a participation award. That's not how reality works. And in reality, it's either you win or you lose. And the worst type of person is a person who is a loser but is pretending to be a winner without doing any of the hard work. And to put it simply, the reason why most people can't do the hard work and only a few people really can is because these few people are just willing to endure the pain for a greater goal, for a greater result in life. The reasons for our procrastination is so simple. The reason why you're procrastinating is because you are procrastinating. It's like saying a crackhead complaining on why he's so addicted to crack. But then he's hanging around with crackheads every single day and he's complaining why he's still doing crack. Like, it can't get any more simple. Why are we watching random videos like this on social media if we know it's social media that is making us procrastinate? And you know what? Right now, there are so many people who are screaming at their screens, having a million different excuses on why they procrastinate. But the end of the matter is, it's none of these reasons. You know what I realized from getting closer to Allah and getting closer to my deen? It's the fact that us Muslims are the complete package. We're not just like fasting Ramadan and praying and that's a Muslim. No. A Muslim is the entire package. A Muslim is a role model for society. And I believe that following the sunnah and the lifestyle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best example for us and is the only life that will bring us true potential, true happiness, true purpose, and finally, true contentment with life. But because of many weak generations of the Ummah and whatnot, a lot of the Western ideologies have infiltrated the Ummah as we're speaking today. Which brings me on to the day in the life of an average 20-year-old. What I see from the people around me, people I talk to, the daily routine of an average 20-year-old is to wake up and start scrolling right away, wake up sleep deprived, wake up late, go to university, barely pay attention in class, eat junk food, hang around with friends, come home, play more video games, scroll more on TikTok, sleep at 3 a.m. and go to bed and repeat. The average 20-year-old, my age, in university, when I hear them around me, walking around me, a lot of them, like the way they speak, even their tonality, their tone of their voice is so immature. Like, they speak like 12-year-olds, like goofy 12-year-olds, giggling, I don't understand. And this sounds like I'm super arrogant. Oh, look at them, I'm better. Honestly, I was that person. And that's why I can explain it so vividly, right? I was this goofy 12-year-old kid, not having a purpose with life and everything, like nothing going on except literally playing FIFA and scrolling and watching random videos and doing haram and whatever. Just doing nothing but that. And I was immature. I was like a child. And because I was able to leave some of my friendship groups and leave a lot of things behind, I feel like I got a lot more mature. But this is the thing that's missing from the Ummah, right? The issue with this is that this is forgotten about the Ummah. The concept of Islamic purpose. We just believe that Islam is just praying salah, but it's not. Like, there's so much to it. What I'm trying to say here is that the idea of discipline and the purpose of a Muslim has been forgotten in the Ummah, which stem from years and years of weak generations and confusion, where our parents wanted us to get an engineering degree and to get married to a girl who is more of a man than ourselves. Instead of focusing on our real purpose, which is to go seek knowledge and to be disciplined and to work on something important, we chase the ideology of the materialistic mindset of getting a degree and getting married at age of 30 and just being this average mediocre lifestyle. Not to mention the Sufi mindset, where apparently Muslims are supposed to be weak and be frail and buy one pair of underwear and live in a masjid forever. I feel like we've forgotten the entire half of the Islamic identity. My goal with this YouTube is to spread the message of being a warrior of Allah, being the complete package. I want us to be that man, bro. Like, that man that you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, yeah, bro, you're that guy. The man who's provided for his family, the man who's a role model, the man who's achieved greatness in his life, not just materialistically, but even with ilm, even with deen. Someone who's purposefully going to the masjid, and we have to strive to become like that top 1% Muslim man. And I don't want to say like, oh, alpha male. No, relax. No. Just like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just like the Sahaba, being strong, best version of yourself. And that person exists, bro. that person exists and we just have to climb our way to get there. The goal is clearly to be different from everyone else in society, because clearly the society is not happy with themselves and is constantly destroying themselves with bad habits to run away from reality. You can see it in the Western world. Although I'm not a warrior yet, although I'm not saying that I'm better than most of the people of society, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not better, I just want to be different. And we have to do this together, and that's why I'm making this channel. So this can be a thing that me and you could do together. This is a movement of Muslims, bro. This isn't just me by myself. No, this is me and you doing this together, okay? This will be a movement of Muslims rejecting mediocrity. And the truth is, it's either you do the work or don't. Don't pretend.